Well, if you're a Led Zeppelin fan, you probably wonder in the past almost 2 decades why the band doesn't reunite and tour around the world like other classic bands, for example, Black Sabbath did a few years ago, and they even recorded a new album. Well, the answer is quite simple. Robert Plant doesn't want to, and I'm gonna tell you why. But please, before all of that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave your comment, and please visit rockandrollgarage.com. Okay. Well, keeping the story short is because Robert Plant doesn't want to. When Led Zeppelin came to an end in 1980 after the tragic death of the late legendary drummer John Bonham, the band decided that they couldn't go on because obviously he was a really driving force of the group, and at least in my view, all the great bands like Led Zeppelin are like the Beatles. You got, for example, four really special elements, four special musicians, members of the band that really connect, and that chemistry, you can't get that chemistry with no one else rather than those four members. So the band decided to end in 1980, right after Bonham's tragic death at the age of 32. And you had Robert Plant started his solo career with the help of Phil Collins. Jimmy Page didn't play guitar for a few years. His friend Paul Rogers, which was the vocalist of Free and Bad Company, told that story a few times. And you can read more of that in Rock and Roll Garage. We wrote an article about that. And obviously he started a solo career. He scored a few movies, and he later not only recorded a solo album by the late 80s, but he formed a new band, a supergroup with Paul Rogers, which was called The Firm. But the band reunited a few times over the decades. Led Zeppelin, they reunited in the 80s at the Live Aid, and you had Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Paul Jones, and you had Phil Collins on drums, and that is something that a lot of people don't like. And Jimmy Page already said he thought it was a bad idea afterwards to have Phil Collins on drums. But in the 90s, you kind of had Led Zeppelin reunion and world tour, at least half of a reunion, because Robert Plant and Jimmy Page had their project. They recorded, they toured, and they did everything in the 90s. So that was kind of 50% Led Zeppelin reunion. They didn't invite John Paul Jones. And obviously, finally, you had that final Led Zeppelin reunion in 2007, which happened at the O2 Arena in London, to pay tribute to the late record executive Ahmet Ertegun. I'm sorry if I didn't spell his name the correct way. And since then, obviously, the fans asked for a reunion. Well, after those two really successful concerts, which became a DVD at the time, and the performance became a DVD, and it was an incredible show. Obviously, the fans wanted more, and people expected that the band would at least do a few more shows. But the story goes that John Paul Jones and Jimmy Page wanted to go on, but Plant didn't want to go on. And they even tried a few other singers. The rumors say that Steven Tyler was someone they tried to reach, and some other musicians, but at the end they felt like it wouldn't work, and so they put an end to that idea. But that's the short story. Robert Plant doesn't want to, and as he said quite clearly in an interview with Los Angeles Times, I'm going to read right now. It was in 2022. You can find everything in the article we're going to leave in the description. You can find the link to this Los Angeles Times interview and article at the link. You know, he said, I'm going to read right what he's going to say. You're going to see right here. He said it doesn't really satisfy his need to be stimulated to be fronting Led Zeppelin again. And in an interview with Mojo magazine in 2021, he said that musicians in bands from his era that are still in those bands playing the old hits, like if it was an old jukebox, for example. He didn't exactly said that, but you got a lot of bands that don't release an album for ages and keep touring, you know. Billy Joel, for example, he recently released a new album, but he didn't release a new song for about 2 decades, and he kept touring and playing the old hits. And Plant said he didn't want to do this, and he said that musicians in those kind of bands, this is what he told Mojo in 2021, look sadly decrepit. You know, it's you know, a really bold statement. You know, he said most musicians form a band, and they stay in the band until it's over. 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, whatever it is. It starts to look sadly decrepit. It's like people hanging onto a life raft or staying in a comfortable place. So, you know, this statement by Robert Plant, you know, it's the really everything you need to know about why Led Zeppelin probably won't reunite ever again. And another important thing we need to point out is that Plant was a really big friend of John Bonham. Obviously, they all got along really well at the time, and they were all good friends. But Plant and Bonham knew each other since they were teenagers. They were from the same area, and they met each other, you know, way before Led Zeppelin was formed in 1968. And they had a really special connection. And Bonham's death was a really big thing for Plant, obviously for all of them, but it was a big thing for Plant. And the same way the band came to an end in 1980, the Plant also feels that it wouldn't be right to go on without Bonham. You had these special reunions for good causes, you know, and etc. But, you know, for example, the reunion in 2007 had Bonham's son, Jason, playing the drums. But these are the two reasons why Led Zeppelin doesn't tour and they probably won't reunite anymore. And that's it. I hope you liked the video. I hope you now know why Led Zeppelin probably won't reunite. I hope I'm wrong. I hope, you know, they can announce a new tour tomorrow, because I would love to see those songs being played live by them. All of them are still alive, and I wish them plenty of more years ahead. And it would be great to have a tour, but sadly that won't happen. And right now, the only member of the band who tours the most and keeps touring is Robert Plant, and he plays some of the old Led Zeppelin songs, but he usually changed the arrangement. And he, Plant is like is an artist like Bob Dylan, for example. He doesn't like to keep promoting songs he wrote 50 years ago. Yeah, he wants to keep active, keep writing, keep recording, and keep showing people new music. And he's totally right. Although we feel like it would be great to have Led Zeppelin touring, and I never had the chance to see Led Zeppelin touring. I was born 15 years later, after the band came to an end, and I obviously would love to hear those songs live, but it's just a selfish thing, to think about that. And I think Plant is totally right. He has to do what he wants, and I just think that Jimmy Page, for example, if he wants to tour, Page and Jones, they should go out as both of them playing Led Zeppelin songs with another singer. At least it would be amazing to see both of them playing live. Well, I hope you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave your comment, and tell me what you think about rather if Plant should reunite with them or not. And I hope you liked the video. Okay, see you later. Thank you.